Welcome to podcast number 25 with your host, Perry.
Troy.
Special guest.
My name is Ryan. I'm happy to be here too.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Can we just quit now? Yeah. So great. This is after a great podcast last week. We're gonna suck.
We're gonna shit the bed.
Yeah. This podcast is a special podcast. Last week was a special podcast.
So I assume your last week's podcast wasn't that good. You guys are already kind of joking about it. A podcast later.
It was really good. At least we had a lot of fun. I don't know if the listeners will, but this is a special podcast, not just because our good friend Ryan is here, but also because we're podcasting in Fort Recovery, Ohio.
Magic word.
Words. Two
Whatever.
words. Anyway, so it's we're all here for Thanksgiving break. Ryan, you want to tell a little about yourself for the viewers, for the listeners?
Well, I got about 2 more weeks of school, enjoy that while it lasts, and then come back to Fort Recovery and work at a boring-ass factory that I want to kill myself in.
What's your major?
Good question. Well...
What are you doing?
Dude, okay, all right. We were already unprofessional. We were doing so good for so many weeks. And we bring this guy.
Well, we can't have it all, as they say.
That's fair enough. Again, this is going to be a fun podcast. And no, Keller isn't here, so the people that are listening specifically for him.
Just turn it off.
Yeah, you won't like it.
Nobody's listening specifically for him.
No one's listening anyway.
No. But even if his mom was listening, they'd be like, I like Perry and Troy better.
The show was so much better when Nathan was on there.
I like your Keller's mom voice.
That's good. Thanksgiving was a thing that happened. You guys have any good food or any, of that other nonsense that
Speaking of Thanksgiving, I will say on that note, Black Friday today.
Yes, Negro Friday.
I'll tell you what. Actually, it's funny to say that, Negro Friday, not to be racist, but there's no black people out on Black Friday. I think that is a white people's holiday.
It's not really
a honky holiday, man.
It kind of is. Everyone, all the men
But
are in
besides
their
the
cleats
point.
and all the women are in their Uggs.
You know how it sucks? Okay, so I went Black Friday shopping today.
Oh, did you? Okay, that's cool.
And, at Best Buy. And
That's the best place to go Black Friday shopping.
Best Buy is the best place.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah. It
The only thing that sucks more than having to take a shit in
While
a
you're waiting
public
in line.
bathroom is the shit after the day of Thanksgiving.
It's like all
Everybody has got the mecca of all shits that day.
So are you saying everyone's facing the toilet and bowing down and praying? Is that what you mean by the Mecca?
Yeah, the toilet is a very popular location that day.
Really?
So basically, if you have to take a piss, just hold it because it's going to be fucked up.
Let's just say
Or
you
just
have
pee on the people that are trampling. Insult to injury.
It only happens at Walmart's.
Okay, that's true. Oh, those peasants.
Yeah.
Can I just take a shit at Best Buy?
No, take a shit at Walmart where you belong. How much money do you make? Go to Walmart.
Is this the first time you ever went Black Friday shopping, or?
No, I usually go every year, but I don't know.
What'd you get?
I mean, truth of the matter, you go Black Friday shopping, you save maybe a little bit of money, but you definitely don't save time. Half the time, half the time you're fucking waiting in line to buy a pair of socks. You're waiting in line two hours to buy a pair of socks. You're gonna save $2 on it.
The only time Black Friday is worth it is if you get to Best Buy and you're one of the first 10 that get the 60-inch TV for $200.
Exactly. Buy the TV.
But to do that, you have to be there legitimately over 24 hours before.
Yeah, you are not going to your.
You're going there.
You have no family.
Yeah.
The people that have no family have an advantage.
They do. Those bastards. Lucky sons of bitches with no family.
Have you guys ever been Black Friday shopping?
No, I haven't.
I have.
Where'd you
Black
go?
Friday shopping only counts as like if you go if you don't sleep that night and you go. That's the only way Black Friday. I woke up at 7:30 this morning to go. See, to me that doesn't count. To me, Black Friday shopping is like when you're at the store when it opens at 6 a.m.
No, I ain't that crazy. That's for the crazy.
See, that's what,
I ain't gonna get
to
punched
me-
in the face.
To me, that's Black Friday shopping. It's like when you go there the night before, like you leave your
The
family.
doorbuster
You leave your
sales.
family Thanksgiving and you go straight to the Best Buy line. That to me is Black Friday shopping.
We did that twice.
Going the next afternoon doesn't count for me.
So no, you guys didn't go this year?
No.
Yeah.
You guys really remember? There's like
I
nothing.
didn't go this year. The 2 times I remember going Black Friday shopping, one time, the first time that I remember, it was the Thanksgiving before my dad died, and we were up in Michigan, and it was the best Thanksgiving ever because the food was great, and I love my grandma to death, but we don't have very good food at our Thanksgiving.
No, it's not fair. My mom makes sucky chili.
There you go.
How can you make sucky chili? Chili is the
First of
greatest.
all,
How do you fuck
I
up
guess it's not
chili?
my mom's fault. My dad, for some reason, puts potatoes in our chili.
What?
Exactly. It's disgusting.
What?
It totally ruined. It's not even chili anymore. It's just like it's fucked up shit in a pot.
You should start telling them, "Hey, Dad, are we having fucked up shit in a pot for Thanksgiving? You mean
Yep.
chili? Yep.
Yeah, I
Potatoes and chili. Wow.
Yeah,
That is
that's
fucked
kinda
up.
Save yourself the time. It's not worth it.
That sounds horrible.
But I remember we were at Best Buy. And again, we were at the Best Buy the first time I went, and it was in Traverse City, Michigan. And Mom and I went. It was like about 4 a.m, and I was like a senior in high school, and Mom's like, "All right, Perry, this is your first time. This is how it is." Like, okay, so we stand in line, and then it was really cold. It was snowy. It was up in like
gonna
the
say, in
northern
Michigan, it's
part
gonna
of
be horrible.
Michigan. Yeah. And I'm like, "Mom, it's cold. I'm gonna go in the car." She's like, "What? You can't go in the car. You have to wait in line. No one's gonna let you back in line." I'm like, "I'll take the risk." So she's like, "Fine, here's the keys," and I just sat in there.
Oh my god.
And,
that doesn't count as Black Friday
No,
shopping.
but the other time, I remember the last time I went Black Friday shopping was actually the year after, and I just got back from Harding for the first time, and I was at your place. It was Thanksgiving, and we were all at your place. There was a bunch of us there.
That used to always happen.
Yeah.
Everyone used to go to my third floor whenever people were home for breaks and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that was it was like when Meyerdings was still a thing. And afterwards, after we went to Meyerdings, a lot of us went to your place, and we were just sitting up in the third floor watching movies. And I remember Cody, Ethan, AJ, and Matt Braun were like, "Let's go Black Friday shopping. Let's just fight." They just wanted to fight people, and I'm like, "I'll drive." So like I was the only one that stood up the whole time, and I didn't sleep that night, like that day, that night, whatever, that morning. And so they did. They
those bastards.
I know they got an hour's sleep. I think they were trying to just sleep off their drunkenness. Yeah. And so we drove over there, and we didn't get in any fights. I didn't care. I was just going to see if they wanted to get in fights. I was gonna laugh.
There's no way any of those fuckers would get a real fight.
I know they're all talk. They're all like bark no bite. And all I remembered, I still have a picture of AJ. We were at MC Sports, the last place we went, MC Sports. We were just dead. Like, I mean, I was tired because it finally was starting to hit me. Yeah. It's like I need to go to sleep. Those guys didn't get enough sleep, so they were getting tired. So I was crashing from like still being a little drunk, and we were just like meandering like freaking zombies around MC Sports, and there was a lot of people there still, but we were looking for AJ. And next thing we see is AJ is just laying on the ground in the lacrosse aisle. And we still have the picture. I'll see if I can find it. He's just sitting there like, we're like, AJ, you good? He's like, let me stay here for a little bit.
On YouTube today, speaking of drunken people, there was a video of a guy that was in Subway. And he just sat on the table, and he just kind of started leaning back on his chair, And he just totally fell back on his chair, flat on his back, and took the table with him. So then, the subway worker comes, you okay, you okay? And he guy just kind of stands up and he don't know what the fuck's going on.
Here's the picture.
It looks comfy.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty funny. That's my Black Friday thing. I wanted to watch the Black Friday episodes of South Park, I just want to watch it. Those were funny. Yeah. Those were hilarious. That was a good time. But now that Thanksgiving is done and it's the Christmas time, I love Christmas, man. I love the Christmas season and all that good stuff. And what better of a podcast to listen to than talking about what season it is?
Yeah,
it's not winter yet, though.
Yeah, it's almost on the same level as
feels like
how's
it over
the weather
here
out there.
Yeah.
Oh man, but Ryan, you were talking to us about what your dream home would be.
Oh, I mentioned that.
Let's hear this.
Well, I look at it this way: if you have the stereotypical pie chart of what all your spendings are in your life, 30-40% of that piece of pie is your housing expense.
Okay.
So I look at it as, well, what if I do, just live in a smaller house?
Which is fine. Yeah.
Try to cut that pie, as less than 30 as I can, I guess.
With that being said, what's your
plan?
House, because everyone's small house is cool.
You can watch on YouTube all day long of people building tiny houses, and I don't necessarily.
Never heard of this phenomenon.
It's there's a documentary on Netflix as well. It's I don't know, if you just type in tiny, it'll fucking come up. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah.
Whatever you're into. But besides the point, I don't necessarily want to live in a tiny house per se. I don't want to feel like I'm living tiny. I want to feel like, in my mind, you live as big as you feel. So, if your house, you don't have to have a huge ass house to feel, like you're living in a big place. It just has to be a really usable place. Just utilize, every
inch.
Well, I don't want to go. Like I said, I don't want to go that specific. Maybe every
foot.
Every foot. Yeah. It's give me a little credit here.
What about I know no one knows the size.
But I'm gonna have an indoor bathroom. I'm not gonna do this fucking outhouse. It's gonna feel like living in a house. Nothing. I'm not cheating myself in any way.
The southeast of
I'm not gonna Abraham Lincoln this shit and have my whatever I was gonna say.
What about the size of this room right now? If your house is this big, this is probably
50 feet by 50 feet.
I'd say.
I was gonna say no.
I like the way it's lofted. I kind of want to create a kind of a sort of second story.
So a log cabin with a second story.
Not a real second story.
Yeah.
Not a full second story.
Well, I'm thinking
somewhere you could put another bed.
Let's hold on here.
Yeah.
So
you have it's the base of your living room is the shape of a square, and on each corner of the square is a rope, and you can pulley yourself up, and that kind of creates a temporary second story when you want to. It sounds crazy, but I think it'd be cool.
So there's these pulleys that are tied to your chairs?
No, you just you just kind of winch yourself up,
What do you mean? Are you strapped in? How do you winch yourself up?
I don't know. It's kind of a half-baked idea.
Well, the beauty of podcasts is that we force half-baked ideas to be full-baked. Because we have tons of time to figure this out. So are we talking pulleys hooked up to fucking lazy boys and they just lift you up, and then someone can put a folding chair under you? Because I don't think that's very safe.
I don't know if it'd be
putting on a climbing strap. You know what I mean?
I don't know if it'd be kind of a single-story house with a huge ceiling, or kind of a story and a half kind of a house with kind of your third floor is the ceiling isn't full, it's just kind of a triangle shape kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. And that's good enough.
So what if you have this is a great, for instance, I'll try to describe it, but like right here, we have ceilings that are probably 15 feet tall. Mm-hmm. So what if like you added like a level that was like hanging from the wall that was just like 5 feet deep or like 6 feet deep, you know, comes off like 6 feet from the wall, that's like suspended 10 feet in the air. You just throw like a mattress up there, like a couch up there. Is that what you're talking about? You know, like right there, if there was like a ledge up there.
Yeah, maybe the ladder goes up to it or something.
Yeah, ladder goes up to it. You can go, there's like a couch or like an extra bed. Yeah. Or that's your bed. You have a room like this, and that's your bed.
Yeah.
And it's in the living room.
That's pretty much exactly what I was thinking of the first time. Except, like, you know, the winch idea that I had. That was kind of like the next level of that idea. Which, you know, it's kind of, like I said, a half-baked idea. I don't have all the answers.
I give it 20-30%. Fill in the rest.
That's wonderful.
No, like, Josh in his room was like, in college, his room was like 15 feet deep by like 8 feet wide. There wasn't enough room to put like a bed in, so they had like a loft where, because the ceilings were like 15 feet high, so like 8 feet in the air.
Yeah, you could easily fit kind of a second ceiling.
That's what he did.
Yeah,
he just fit a spot for his bed, so his bed was up top, and he saw it a lot.
That's how I feel about it. Just, you know, it's not about what you have; it's what you think you have.
And I'm totally with you for this until you have a girlfriend. And then it just falls apart.
That's when it gets tricky, and things can totally 180.
You're going to have to move into her place. Say that. She is not moving in with you. Your bed is suspended in the air. I'm sorry, but I think that's a line a lot of girls are not going to cross.
I'm just thinking about like picking up a chick. Like
that's what I'm saying. They're
like you go to a bar. You're
shit-faced.
You got some chick. You got to the place where like, all right, hey, you know, driving to your place. This little shack. This little like grubby little shack, and she's like, oh, this. I'm sure there's some nice things in there. Walks in, there's pulleys and ropes, and there's a canopy over there.
Oh, you're one of those guys. You're a whips and chains kind of a guy, huh?
No. She's gonna think.
No, it's my second story. Don't think of it like that.
What's gonna happen is she's gonna look at it, get like all wide-eyed and gate mounted and shit, and then she's gonna be like, pull out a gag ball from her purse and be like, let's do this.
I'll say whatever girl I have, she better be one hell of a chick to date me.
You put a ring on her finger, and that's gonna be your wife.
Yeah. As soon as she whips out the gag ball.
Yeah, the chick that has a gag ball in her purse is the chick to marry.
That's a chick you can bring home to your mom right there.
That's a good quote.
Tell us about your first date. Well,
it all started with a red gag ball, guy.
Mom,
that's cute.
Dad, how'd you guys meet?
You ever heard of a gag ball, son? Your mom stole my heart with that gag ball.
There's a whole history from there. That reminds me of like just a funny like living situation. That reminds me of when we had exchange students. You know, we had 4 exchange students with my family, and my dad thought it would be cool. So, you know, again, we had 4 exchange students, 4 from Germany and 1 from Sweden that we don't talk to anymore. And
what was her name?
Malin was the one from...
Oh, I don't know. Was she hot?
No, it was...
That's why I don't remember.
Nina, Malin,
you had Cotty and that Brazilian chick. They were both...
No, I didn't have the Brazilian.
That was...
whoever it was, she was good looking too.
Cotty and...
yeah, she was good.
And Steffi.
Yeah, she was good too.
But,
yeah, she was fucking hot. Yeah, she was fucking hot.
It's
just so you guys know.
But what my dad would do, my dad, because he and Mom would, you know, like for what they did was, you know, we communicated with them on the internet before they came here, kind of like explain
them out.
To explain, you know, how the living was and everything.
How do you like find someone on the internet like that? You just like...
I think there's like...
Oh, hey, by the way, I'm looking to like totally live in America for exchange.
No,
there's gotta be programs.
There are programs.
www.exchangeme.com.
Yeah. Yes. You actually found the exact one.
.org.
This is like the eHarmony of exchange students.
But what my dad would do is...
Do you feel them out before you say yes to them? Or do you say yes and then you feel each other out?
No. You gotta, like, it's... In a way, it's almost like an online dating thing. You kind of have to, like...
It is, though. It is like the eHarmony of, you know...
Yeah, like, all jokes aside, yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like, you got to understand.
It almost has to be. You can't just, like, say, like, yeah, I'll take an exchange student, and then just give you a random guy.
You got freaking Abdul over here going to get ready to bomb the World Trade Center.
Oh, my God. Jesus Christ.
God damn it, Abdullah.
But,
why couldn't it be John?
John going to blow up the World Trade Centers.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, what my dad did, when he would act like after they said yes, he acted like like he would like send them like mail and would like message them saying that we were kind of like Amish people. And the one thing that stands out was we would go like on the weekends we would go into the town and we would go and watch TV from the TV.
On TV
stores.
Make candles.
Churn butter.
We would have all of that. Absolutely all of that. And when we would bring them home, they would usually come from Fort Wayne. And from Fort Wayne to Fort Worth, there's a little area, a little town called Bern, Indiana, which that is the Amish.
Yeah,
Amish,
it's one of the biggest places in the world. Yeah,
of Indiana at least. And so sometimes we would take them around there. But the one I remember is we took Steffi. I think we did two other ones, but Steffi's the one I remember the most. It was all of us in the van. It was all of us in the car, and so we drive, and we're like, all right, here's Fort Worth. This is where we live. She's like, okay. She's getting excited to see where we live. We drive to Rick Portz's house. And stop there, and we get out of the car. She's like, all right, here we go. And Portsy wasn't there. We saw that his golf cart was out, so we actually went up. We didn't go in his house. We went up to his house, and she's just like, okay.
So for everyone listening, Rick Portz's house is about as big as what Ryan would want his house to be.
Half the size.
I would say fuck you, but it's kind of true.
It was really funny.
Totally true, dude. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, that was always funny though.
It is pretty much a glorified shed.
Which is what you described.
Yeah. It's like half of this room right now.
Yeah,
it's half of this room. It was funny though. It's that. Yeah, there's a lot of fun things with the exchange students, but
you still talk to them?
Yeah, we still
like. Do you personally?
No,
like your family.
I mean, like I have on Facebook, but family wise, we talk to them. But yeah, one thing I remember is I remember like the first time, like it was like the first week Steffi was here, and Cody came over. Like it was in the summer, and the first thing she does, Cody said something, like not mean, but like just funny, like like kind of like middle school, like flirty kind of thing, and she pushes him in the pool, like with his clothes on and everything.
Oh, wow!
So, and this was like when we were in 7th grade. So you remember her a little bit.
Yeah.
But then my graduation party, she came, and Cody finally got revenge and picked her up, and he was finally taller than her, and picked her up and threw her in the pond.
Oh my God.
With all her clothes on, and that was funny. But yeah, he was waiting like 5 years to do that.
5-year revenge. Yeah. I talked to Philip still from Switzerland.
Oh yeah.
He was really cool.
Didn't he play football?
You had an exchange student?
No, he was
it was Pax's.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember him, but
yeah, he played football. He was the kicker. He had like poofy like Jufro hair.
Oh yeah.
He's super cool.
Yeah, I
still talk to him a lot.
He seemed cool. Like,
I want to say I remember him, but I might be lying.
Yeah. Yeah. So with all these, we'll get to the better trailers. But did you see the Cinderella trailer that they're having?
No, Perry. There's Jurassic World. There's.
I'm saying it was a week before
Star Wars.
It was
no one's talking about the Cinderella trailer.
We'll get on that. I was just saying, like it's supposed. It's trying to be Cinderella but gritty.
That's what Maleficent, I mean, kind of is.
Yeah,
like
I think there's room for it. So it's like
how
the past Cinderella movies, in my opinion. I mean, I'm
maybe. But the thing is, I think that's going to be the new trend of movies, like with Maleficent,
a little darker,
with Disney stuff, but with a darker twist.
It needs something for the adults. It's just getting a little too cuddly.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's kind of what Disney's been doing lately.
Well, that's what Pixar does. Pixar is better than anybody at making like kids movies that also appeal to adults. Yeah. Like adult-themed kids movies. Mm-hmm. Like no one's better than
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like so much better than like straight up like Disney, which has.
Well, not to say Disney doesn't do it, but they're kind of hit and miss.
Frozen sucks.
Frozen, I still haven't watched Frozen, and I don't want to watch Frozen.
Did they make Tangled?
Yeah, see, DreamWorks.
No, that was Disney. That was Disney.
Was it?
Yeah. That was good.
Tangled is awesome.
Tangled was great.
That was good.
Tangled was great.
I mean, there's still some good stuff.
And WALL-E.
Yeah. WALL-E's Pixar.
WALL-E's Pixar.
Yeah.
Well,
that's still good.
Favorite.
Whoever made it.
WALL-E is hands down my favorite animated movie.
I could go for a second WALL-E, to be honest.
I could totally go for a second WALL-E.
Yeah. But moving on to the better trailers. Jurassic World. You guys want to talk about Jurassic World?
I'm getting harder as we speak, just thinking about that movie.
It's coming out soon, man. It's like 6 months away.
June something of next year.
Yeah, it's
2015.
I just can't wait.
I really have high expectations for it. Like, I really hate to have it, but I mean, just they haven't had a new Jurassic Park in like 10, 15 years.
Like 10 years.
Yeah.
They better do this well if they're gonna go that long.
When I still remember the first time I saw the third Jurassic Park movie commercial on TV. I was like, how old were we when that?
You probably would have been like.
I wasn't living in Fort Recovery, which was
7.
It was
the third Jurassic Park.
Before it was in the 90s, I think.
No, it wasn't because
early 2000s.
It was probably like 2000.
It was
Jurassic Park is 94.
Yeah.
I think 2 is 97.
Yeah.
I know 3 had a longer break in between.
Yeah.
I think it was like. I was not living in Fort Recovery when 3 came out. I know that.
1 or 2.
And 6th grade was my first grade, which would put that at like 2001 or 2.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll look it up while you guys continue to talk.
Like when I was that age, I thought I was too old to be like a fanboy, like to get giddy about things. But when I saw that first commercial, I'm like, and just like jumped around and like went crazy.
There's no good dinosaur movies anymore. Like everything's like either fucking superheroes
like
or zombies.
There was a fucking like there was an age of like fucking great dinosaur movies.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't.
It was like a generation of
Land Before Time was pretty cool actually.
Yeah, like the first one, not like the last 6 or 8, however many they have now.
I could watch Littlefoot and
2001
every year.
2001.
2001?
2001.
Okay, yeah, 2001.
It has a 5.9. That's horrible.
On what?
On IMDb.
Jurassic Park?
3. Yeah, Jurassic Park 3.
5.9?
Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's dumb.
They're dumb.
No, that's not dumb. That's a good rating because that movie sucks.
Okay, the rest of it was... yeah, okay, that's pretty
I still love watching
the Spino and the Jurassic Park. That if I could grade the movie on that part alone, I give it a 10.
Spino was pretty cool.
That was like awesome, seeing a T-Rex get his ass kicked.
Yeah.
The first one has an 8.0.
It was just like, just when you thought it couldn't get any awesome, the Spino comes in and twists a T-Rex's neck. And it just, it had that like satisfying crunch to it. You're just like, oh, yeah!
Yeah, take it.
It just made you want to go home and do the same thing to your toy dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then beat off.
Onto the toy dinosaur.
Next topic. What? Say it.
No, just
Say it.
Last week we just talked about jerking off a lot.
We did.
Things get really deep sometimes.
Oh, we do. We do.
deep
We're really good for brain food.
Well, how good do you think Jurassic World's going to be compared to the other ones?
Like I said,
is it going to be better than
I
one?
have.
No.
Honestly,
so.
okay. Let me tell you. Let me tell you right now, guys. Let me tell you right now.
We're getting real talk.
I think it's gonna be as good as the first one.
I do too.
I think.
I am like it's on that pedestal right now.
I just don't want to say because I don't want to go in with. And it's impossible for me and a lot of people to go in with low expectations.
It is because it's been so long.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Well, first of all,
they kept the suspense for so long. It's like, why? I mean, okay, even on the third one, okay, like you guys said, it kind of halfway blew, but it still wasn't bad.
No,
they still went forever between making the third and this one. Like you said, like 10 years. They've definitely kind of built the suspense up. It better be good.
Yeah. You can't bring it back unless it's good. But a lot of people said that about Star Wars too, and look how that turned out.
I never got into that.
I never got into Star Wars either.
You never got into that hype? Or you never got into Star Wars?
I had like the first 3 Star Wars movies on VHS when I was a kid, and that was about the extent of Star Wars. I never watched Star Wars past like, episode 1000 or whatever they're up to now.
Well, okay, so Star Wars like 4 through 6 is just like a classic that no one thought would ever get touched again. And then 25 years later, they make a new one. Mm-hmm. And it sucked. It was horrible.
I mean, I liked it, but I was a kid.
Yeah, it was a kid's movie.
And I never watched the first 3.
The original 3?
4, 5, and 6, yeah. Like, I don't know.
2 and 3 are solid, though. Mm-hmm. I think...
2's underrated.
Yeah, 3 is
Everyone's
really
just
good.
like, dude, dumb.
I think it's
not
fun.
so. Honestly, okay, if they would have left the dinosaurs on the island and not go back to fucking San Fran. What are you fucking laughing at?
We were talking about Star Wars.
Oh. Sorry. I guess that's what I get for chiming in. I was digging in my phone. Dude, fuck Star Wars.
Fuck you, dude.
Nah, I don't care. I don't care about Star Wars.
Let's get back on Jurassic Park where the real shit's at. Let's get to... That's what the people want to hear.
Jurassic World.
Give me a thumbs up if you like Jurassic Park more than Star Wars.
Yeah!
Give me a hoorah!
Hoorah! Hoorah! Who was that?
Guys, we can't hear their hoorahs.
I'm sorry.
They're listening somewhere else.
All right.
Like if you...
Yeah.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
No. Yeah. Like if you like Jurassic World. If you're more pumped for Jurassic World, retweet if you're more pumped. If you're more pumped for Star Wars.
Your opinion matters.
Our opinion matters.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 votes. It's gonna be us 3 guys.
Oh gosh, no one listens to us. Anyway.
No, Jurassic World. All right, so realistically, if we're talking seriously, it's obviously gonna be better than 3. You're not gonna make another movie unless it's better than 3. We all know that.
I'm gonna lose a lot of respect if it bombs.
It could have the same lineage as the Duke Nukem. No, you gotta think about that. Duke Nukem Forever. That video game was supposed to come out for 15 years ago. Before last year or 2 years ago it came out.
Yeah.
And everyone was excited for it. And I never played Duke Nukem, but I'm just I understand from what I understand. Everyone loved it. Everyone's like, "Oh man, this game was supposed to come out in 2000 whatever."
It was pretty much like
something.
It was pretty much like another Doom, in my opinion. Am I right? Like the first one, I had it for. We had a Doom game for Windows 95.
Yeah.
It was like Doom, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same basic thing.
Yeah.
Like both.
I never really played the
originals
newer ones,
for both
but
came out in the
in
mid-90s.
my opinion, it was just kind of like a killing monsters shooter.
Yeah. But okay, you got to remember though, when Duke Nukem and Doom came out at the time, there was those were cavaliers in first-person shooters.
Oh yeah, they were blazing their own path.
Yeah, there was Doom. I remember Doom playing that shit before I even touched a console. I played it on a computer.
I never played Doom. And I
remember you had to have a red key, the yellow key, the green key to get through doors and shit like that, dude. Mm-hmm. Doom was fucking dope as fuck. It was legitimately, that had to have been the first-person shooter I ever played. Had to have been.
Yeah.
Halo, I remember.
So Halo is literally 10 years older than the first Doom, at least.
My neighbor, when I was probably, how old would I have been? Probably 7 or 8. My neighbor, who was 6 years older than me, he had an Xbox, and his parents got him Halo. So I'd go over to his house every once in a while. Oh, playing Halo there was the silent cartographer level where you're flying down in this ship and just seeing those aliens just
Dude, there's something, and Troy, this might not be might not resonate the same for you because you're a little bit older than us, but that Halo, like
it was just like you've never. Like, I mean, there was like 007 and that kind of a game, but Halo was just on a different world than that.
Yeah,
well, it just felt like you were there.
Well, it was to be fair too. It was like the first real game that came with that console. Like it was
the reason to buy Xbox.
It was the reason to buy Xbox, no doubt. And people bought Xbox 360 specifically for Halo games, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Like I know Garmin did.
That was what got me. I had a PS2, and I never thought I'd switch over to Xbox. But
everyone had a PS2.
I did not
until Halo came out, and then people started buying Xboxes. But PlayStation 2 is the much more popular.
They were both. I mean, you really couldn't have gone wrong with either console, though.
I had a GameCube, and I loved my GameCube. Like everyone rats on the GameCube, but I loved it. I loved it.
I don't know. I liked my Xbox. I mean,
did you have the original Xbox?
PS2 and the original Xbox, like they both had their fair share of like.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
See, I think PS2,
they were pretty good on games. They were pretty equal.
Was miles ahead on games. I think.
But Halo, my God, that was miles ahead of shooters.
Oh, yeah.
It was.
I remember.
Well, there's nothing like that on PlayStation 2. Mm. There's no comparable game.
There was
right away.
I had 007 Nightfire.
Yeah, I had
Perfect
Dark.
I had that before.
You guys ever played Perfect Dark?
No, we didn't play.
That was
Dark Zero?
64 and GameCube one.
Yeah.
But they had it on PlayStation 2 as well.
I didn't play Perfect Dark, but I played 007 Nightfire. Those games were awesome.
Yeah,
like those 00 games.
That's one of my favorite games for PS2.
Awesome. But I just remember going over when I think of 007 games, I always think of my
the
buddies in
one.
Well, no. I think of GameCube, and
oh man, no, you're thinking of the wrong game. Come on.
No. Well,
GoldenEye.
I never played GoldenEye. I never played GoldenEye. And I played it eventually. I'm like, I didn't get it, but it was because I already
didn't play it at the time.
Yeah.
GoldenEye was like the reason to get multiple controllers for the 64.
Mario Party, Smash Brothers.
But GoldenEye was first.
Kart.
GoldenEye was before all of those.
No, Mario Kart and Mario Kart.
Not Mario Kart, but as far as a shooting game, it was the only thing you could have.
Yeah, but I like when
Mario Party was like 5 or 6 years after GoldenEye. The first
Mario
one.
Party.
Yeah.
Mario Party 1 was on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the 64.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
GoldenEye
was also on the 64.
Yeah, it was like a release day game. And
was it a release day game?
Yeah, it was like within the first year.
Oh, well,
and
I just
Mario Party was like halfway through the 64 system, at least halfway through.
I guess.
It was definitely an older part of the generation.
I guess. I didn't play it, so I have no idea. But no, when I think of the 007 games, I think of the GameCube ones, and he's thinking of the same one with the PlayStation 2. Like with Nightfire.
That was the best of the Bond games.
Oh,
the first one was good too, whatever it was called.
No, this just shows our age right now.
It does.
Because GoldenEye was like literally the biggest shooting game on the fucking planet. And I think honestly that's what cavaliered online play because of that game.
It kind of got the ball rolling.
Oh, no. It
but Halo
online shooters are because of GoldenEye, because everyone got together and played GoldenEye together.
Yeah.
That's why.
I'm not.
It was like the step up from Doom in a way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I don't think you could do multiplayer.
It's like kind of a happy medium between Doom and Halo.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I think of Halo, I think of the first time I ever played Halo was the only reason to go over to Adam Guggenbiller's house.
Everyone, I swear to God, everyone when you're growing up had one or maybe two friends max that had Halo for original Xbox, and then, everyone went to their house.
And then whenever you came around, came to Fort Recovery, we would always go over to your place, and it would be like you, me, Cracks, Tyler, the gang, and we would play for hours. We would play all night. We'd spend the night at each other's house, and we'd just play that. And I remember Turd Alert whenever.
Yeah.
that was a code for if someone's in the Banshee on Blood Gulch and it's broken it has no wings. It's just a flying turd. It was so fun. It was such a good time. But yeah, I love that. I love that game.
That's weird to me, thinking of consoles multiplayer consoles before internet was involved, because Halo 1 did not have online play.
No,
it was strictly System Link.
And I know what I mean. I like it better. And
well, that's why everyone's blowing load over this new Halo. Did you get it?
The
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, I don't have one.
I got it.
PC Master Race.
Woo. Yeah, okay.
Fucking faggot.
Yeah.
Have fun in your
jealousy.
Yeah. Freaking neckbeard over here. My lady. Anyway, but what were you saying about the new?
Well, everyone's like blowing load because this is the first time you can play, because they remastered like everything, and you can play Halo 1 like multiplayer maps online now. It's like the first time ever you can do that.
You do it on PC?
Actually,
cough.
I will say, I had my first Halo game I ever had was the Mac port, like the Macintosh port.
Yeah.
And I actually played online against
it was legit.
people, and it was cool, and I loved it. Like what was that one that you? What was that one place where you just had shotguns? You just portals everywhere. You just go through like. Is it like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like an indoor one, but there's like a bunch of rooms, but it's all connected with portals.
I remember that, but I thought that was in like Halo 2 or 3.
Halo 1 is the one I'm thinking of.
I didn't play that much Halo 1. I never had it because I had PlayStation 2 and then I got 360.
The pistols, which was like the secondary weapon you had,
was the best.
Was just as good as any other gun in the game.
That's what I'm replaying right now. So like I'm trying to replay all 4 games, and I'm on Halo 1 right now. And I've always had my pistol. It's literally the best.
If you have decent aim,
yeah, it's literally the best gun.
You'll pwn noobs.
That assault rifle is literally garbage. You can waste an entire clip and it does nothing.
Well, and those grenades are so overpowered. Like you get like if you're within like 2 feet of that. Well, I don't know. 2 5 feet of that game, you're going flying. You're dying every time.
I'd say that's a pretty standard kill radius of a grenade.
That kind of didn't quite give him enough credit. Okay, it's more like 5 feet, okay? But whatever the case be, you know, like a warthog is about ready to run you over, and you whip a grenade in front of you, and blows the warthog to the side and kills everyone.
I remember the game that we played at your house that you made up. It was called Cat and Mouse.
Yeah.
That was a fun one. It was like 3 people were in a warthog, and someone was in a scorpion. And
Wraith,
yeah. So it was Halo 2, and explain the game. You remember the game?
Well, you just I don't know. It's just kind of like a game you play when you just kind of get tired of playing regular Halo. Yeah. So, you start a game where the Wraiths and the Warthogs spawn together, and you just like typically you have like 4 to 6 people playing, hopefully. And everyone gets in a Wraith, and whoever's left gets in everyone gets in a Warthog, and then the rest of the people get in a Wraith. And the Wraith can only boost into the Warthogs.
You can't
shoot for
the
first minute.
Up until like the last each game is like 6 minutes.
Yeah.
The first minute is like everyone getting into vehicles, and then the next 4 minutes is the race just trying to smash. Yeah, like a bumper car trying to smash into all the Warthogs, and then the last minute, the race can start using their turrets, and that's when things really start getting interesting.
And whoever was the last one to survive wins, or no, like. Yeah, the last one.
It's pretty much simple as that.
It was a fun game. Man, that was. So going back to you saying that you're a big PC gamer. Have you played Five Nights at Freddy's yet?
So the teddy bear?
Yeah.
I've heard. I guess I've obviously heard of it, but.
Oh man, it's so.
I haven't played it.
It's such an awesome game. I've only watched people play it, and it's such a cool concept. We've talked about on a podcast about a month or so, a couple months ago whenever it first came out. Basically, again, what it is, it's kind of like you're in a Chuck E. Cheese-esque place, and you're working the night shift, and you're working the night shift as a guard, and you're just sitting in this little room, and these animatronics come to life, and you're just supposed to survive.
And radios come alive and shit like that, or
what? No.
Are they electronic devices?
Animatronics walk around. They're robots. They walk around and
What's robots?
Have you ever been to like Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah.
You know, like the robotic band.
Oh, like all like the arcade games?
No. Like, do you know Chuck E. Cheese? Have you been to a Chuck E. Cheese?
It's been a couple moons since I've been there.
You know how they have a robotic band at every Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, they're really creepy.
There's like a stage and they have a robotic band.
Yeah, it's like
I guess I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, these things.
It is really creepy, by the way. That band.
Yeah. So that's what it plays off of, man. Like the creepiness of those animatronics, and they walk around like, and they're programmed to walk around and greet the kids and all that stuff. But at night they can't turn them off. They have like a program bug or whatever they say is like it, but they have a bug and they still walk around at night. But at night, they know that no one's supposed to be there, and if they see you, they think that you're just an animatronic skeleton, and so, like, they kill you by trying to stuff you into one of the animatronic suits, and that's the end of the game. It's kind of like red light, green light. You check cameras, and you, close the doors, you open the doors, and it's one of those things you just gotta you just gotta play. I think you'll like it, but they came out with the second one just a couple of weeks ago. Second one's out already, and it's harder, and it has a lot more things to watch out for, and check it out, Ryan. Five Nights at Freddy's. It's pretty awesome.
Have you guys?
It looked interesting.
Have you guys seen the teaser demo for Silent Hill, the new Silent Hill game?
Yeah, PT.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a really scary game.
It's
scary.
Did you play it, or did you watch people play it?
I watched people play it, and then Cole and all his buddies came up and played it.
It's
when it was
scary as fuck.
And it changes every time.
It depends on what you do.
Yeah,
it all depends on how you go through it.
Yeah, how you go through it. But Cole and all his buddies, my baby brother who was a senior in high school, and all his buddies were here one night, when it was bigger, was it in the...
It was 2 or 3 months ago it came out.
2 or 3 months ago. And all his buddies were sitting up here playing this. Someone was in control, and there was 11 of these guys.
And they're all just
yeah,
that's what I was.
Scary.
That's what I was. When I played that game,
funny.
I was scared out of my fucking mind.
It was horrifying.
But it's like a teaser demo, so that has nothing to do with the game at all. Yeah. They're just showing you how scary they're going to be.
Yeah.
Speaking of cool games coming out, have you guys you have Steam, Troy?
I don't really have a good gaming computer.
Have you heard of Killing Floor? Perry?
Yeah, I saw that you and Tyler were talking
the second
about.
One's coming out. And
I haven't even heard of the first one.
It's if you read the developer commentary of the game, the game is designed to just be as gory as possible.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
It's if you get a sword, you can slice them monster-looking things anywhere.
That's cool.
And they just slice right then and there.
The hit boxes and the polygons are set so you can rip them up any way you want. Not just I cut them and then you cut them from
it's just
it's
the classic arms, legs, heads. That's the only thing that comes off.
Yeah.
They slice about anywhere.
Wow,
that's pretty cool.
I'm pretty excited about that.
That's
pretty cool
awesome.
games coming around. Dying Light, the zombie game coming around.
That's on all systems.
I'm not sure if I'm excited for that.
Me neither. I was initially because I thought it looked like.
It kind of reminds me of I think it's going to be a Dead Island kind of a game. It's going to be
I enjoyed that.
All right for it. It was a good game.
Dead Island for me was really fun for the first 6 hours, and then I just
bugs in it.
Yeah, I had I had fun for 6 hours, and then I was like, this is stupid.
I didn't
you got to play with other people.
Recharge your weapon or how to rebuild it.
Yeah, repair it and do.
You have to play. You got to play a game like that with other people.
Yeah.
It's that's 3/4 the fun is just doing it with a buddy.
What's the other zombie game? Left 4 Dead.
Yeah. That's still good.
Yeah, even though the graphics are shit, it's still.
They're Valve's in development with Left 4 Dead 3 as well.
Oh really?
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
I'll be getting that as well.
Half-Life 3, please. That was.
We only state facts on this show, not rumors.
That's Josh's favorite video game.
Half-Life.
Yeah. I've never played.
I've never played either.
It's good.
I know. I've seen him play some of it, and it looked incredible.
Yeah.
Super. It was a way ahead of its time. It's like Halo of puzzle action games kind of a thing. It's ahead of its time.
Well, and that's how Portal got born, because it was in a box that came with Half-Life 2.
The orange box.
Orange box. That's how Portal was born.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't remind me. My dad plays that.
Portal?
Well, not Orange Box, but
he plays
Team Fortress. He still plays it.
There's a lot of people that still play
there every day. Man. It is, yeah. It's a pretty even on Steam. It's a pretty religious following.
Yeah, definitely. I was when we were talking about your small house that you are just getting a boner over thinking about, Ryan. That reminded me of like last week at school. There was this random freshman that like first quarter kid that was going around and asking everybody, whether she knew him or not, if they could help her move out. And like everyone's like,
it was a girl?
Yeah, a girl. It's not a pretty girl.
Okay, that was my second question.
Yeah. And she was like, I'll pay you in cookies.
Oh my god.
And like it's a nice gesture, but listen, you're in college now.
You're being an adult.
Let's just face it. Blowjobs are better than cookies.
Yeah. I wouldn't want a blowjob from this one.
Blowjobs are all the same. Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding. No. They're totally not.
Oh, no.
Those eyes looking at you do matter.
Yes. Absolutely. I kind of felt like a douche though, like the way I handled it, because like
did you know her?
This is where I'm getting at. She was like, we go to. I was walking through the student lounge, which is like our little lounge area that everyone goes in, and it's like a couple of my friends and a bunch of like the really weird kids and the really weird freshmen and other new kids that assume that that's where people go, and it's not. But she was in there with a bunch of other kind of weirdies, and she goes and just like it's full. And she just goes in a really, really loud voice, like, Barry! I'm like, ugh, who are you? Like, and then I just like look over and I'm just like, hey, I was talking to someone like.
So did you know her name?
No, I have no idea who this chick is. But she's like, Barry, do you wanna help me move? I'm like, I don't even know you.
That's a dick question.
You can okay.
And well, I'll just finish this out. But like, she's like, yeah, you do. You know me. I'm like, and I'm just like still confused. Like, yeah, I was from orientation. I'm like,
that's the only tie you got? Are you kidding me?
I looked at her. I'm like, I meet a lot of people at orientation.
Yeah.
And I just that's all I said. I just kind of turned and kept talking to my friend, and I kind of felt like a douche, but I'm like. At least I didn't have to like bounce around trying to get out of a conversation and saying no.
Yeah.
I kind of just like cut it off. But what were you saying though?
You can't ask anybody to help you move unless A, they like you've helped them move, or B, they're like your best friend that you've never had that situation come up with. Yeah. Like, because every time a friend has asked me to move, I always help because I know when I'm going to move, I need them to help. Yeah. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
You can't ask somebody to help move if you've never helped move them. Like, you just can't.
Nobody wants to help random people move.
Nobody wants to help anybody. I don't want to help my best friends.
I know. We were talking about that. Yeah. Like,
if I'm not doing shit with you today, if I'm not doing shit with you all the time, then I ain't gonna fucking move your couch.
Yeah, like if I'm not gonna call you up and date like, hey dude, I'm moving. Can you help me? Like,
you better have roommates that are like friends of yours or something to even do that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't act like that is like the biggest like friend favor you ever ask for.
Yeah, you pull a friend card.
That is a total friend card. Yeah. Like, no doubt.
Not a rando that you just like. No. A guy that helped at orientation. He assumed that he knows.
I would never ask somebody to help me move if I didn't know him for at least 5 years.
Yeah, that's fair. Maybe 4 or 3, possibly.
I mean, if you see a person, like, if you hang out with them
if they're like your roommate, that's completely different.
Yeah.
You know, or if you met somebody in college and you've seen each other every day for like 2 years, that's a little different.
Yeah,
like a casual
that's what
friend.
I was saying.
Like you can't have like a casual friend for like 5 years. Be like, hey, you want to help me move?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
But you don't ask like your fucking neighbor in your dorm to help you move.
That's
whatever your living situation is.
Like, oh man, I don't know. Like I thought about that and like. How much I've kind of changed from high school. I was like a really nice person in high school. Not that I'm not a nice person, but like after like a couple minutes after I was like, nah, I'm not gonna. I don't even know you. Like I kind of felt like a douche, but like that's that. I did. I did.
Like maybe I've gotten a little bit.
I wasn't gonna help her, but like, and I thought about something else too. Like another thing that I've changed, like, and I think this is also with just living by myself and living alone, is like, whenever I go out, I have like a social buffer. Like if I'm gonna go like to school or something, it's like it takes me like a good half hour of being around people to like get back into the groove. Like I have like this social buffer. It's weird. I go to school and like for the first like couple minutes, if I go into a lounge or something, I'm just sitting there and a lot of people know me and they're like, "Hey Perry, how's it going?" I was like, "Hey, I'm good." And then like maybe a half hour later, I'll warm up and I'll be like, "Okay, yeah, I'll talk to you now."
Yeah, that's how I am at work. Like I come in at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I literally won't talk to anyone until at least 11.
Yeah.
Just because I'm like, I need to focus on being awake for the first hour and a half before I can even talk to you.
Oh, yeah. And I told you, like, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm like, Tuesday especially, I might not even talk. I might not even have a word come out of my mouth.
Like I have that like when I get home from work, I don't say another word the rest of my day. Yeah. As soon as I leave work, I literally don't talk.
And then when you actually like say something, you're just like, oh. That's the first word I'd say.
That's another reason why like talking at work right when I get there is weird because I hadn't talked for the previous 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah,
ever happened?
It's like at night I text people at night and then I don't, and then you sleep for 8 hours and that's it.
Yeah.
It's definitely not a bad thing though.
I don't think so.
Enjoy not having roommates or not a lot of roommates. You just have Nathan.
Yeah, and he works when I'm home from work, so I never see him.
Feels like you don't have.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of nice in a place that it's like I only paid $500 for this really nice apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
I wish I had more alone time in my apartment sometimes.
Who do you live with?
Gabe and Adam. They're both younger than me. Adam's 2 years younger than us, I believe. Adam Pohl.
Oh, Pohl. Really? Yeah. Okay.
And
Gabe
Gabe Regal. And it's.
Are they 21?
Adam is.
Challenging.
Gabe.
Ryan, this is where we vent about our problems.
Just don't send them the link to this podcast.
Oh, but you will.
I'll post it on Facebook.
I don't know. It's definitely. Adam has got autism out the ass. So I feel like living with him is like taking care of a kid. Like, okay, so for example, like the day or two before I left for Thanksgiving break, I was talking to Adam, and I used to live with Adam's older brother Jacob, and I was like, I was like, Adam, you're a lot like your older brother Jacob. He's like, yeah, we kind of are, and he's kind of squeamish when it comes to just being social in general. He's just always like, I don't know if he's nervous, but it always just seems like he's always
social anxiety, got it.
Yeah, he's
you live with.
He's always really trying to. He's
that.
filtering himself too much, or he's just like thinking about. Feels like he's always thinking about something else when you're talking to him.
Yeah, it's almost like crap. What's that game with Shepard, Commander Shepard? Crap. What is that game?
I have no idea.
No, it's
you're on your own.
It's Mass Effect.
Oh
yeah, you think about okay, like basically like it's all about like choices, and so you have like a little circle of like 4 things you can pick from.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're just like, and you can sit there for minutes on end, just like you're just sitting there, like the person in front of you is like, hey guy, we need to go to McDonald's. Do you want to come? And they have like 4 answers in front of you. And it's like you just sit there thinking about it for a couple minutes. Like, I can pick yes, no, pick me something up.
Well, okay. This is kind of along the lines of that. He's like, yeah, I am like Jacob. I'm like, yeah, you guys are. And he's like, and he kind of like, he was wearing a hooded sweatshirt, and he goes, yeah, especially when it comes to sex. And he puts his hood up over his eye, like over his face completely, and I'm just kind of like, what do you mean? He's like, nothing. I don't want to talk about it. And just walks back into his bedroom.
What does that mean?
Jesus Christ! I mean, what?
Very cryptic.
Wait,
exactly.
He said him and his brother are a lot alike when it comes to sex.
Yeah,
that's fucking weird.
Where do you go with that? So
it's a good thing he did that, because what would you say? He got you out of the situation. Really, when you think about it.
Maybe it was something I didn't want to know.
Like, seriously, what would you? Okay, honestly, I just said that to you. What would you say?
I don't know. I'd have some goddamn questions.
I'm a lot like my brother Ross.
Yeah.
With sex.
It was like open-ended statement of the year.
Like, I really want to know what you would say.
I don't know. I was like, "What do you mean?"
You had time to think.
Like I said, I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I don't know." And it just, he walks into his bedroom.
I'm a cobra.
Whatever, dude.
Okay, and for anyone that didn't know what Ryan just did, he just pulled his. Explain what you just did.
He just kind of like stretched his. He had a hooded sweatshirt on, and he just like stretched his hood over his whole face, just to the point where you couldn't see anything. I don't know, because I don't know. I don't know why he did that. To be honest, guys, I'll be completely honest here.
That would bother me so much by not knowing what he meant. I would need to know what he meant.
I was having the conversation with him just to just try to make him more comfortable around me, just kind of acclimate.
Lube him up a little bit.
Yeah, just kind of, I want him to be, as open as possible with me. We're roommates, we might as well be open with each other. And, he can't even talk about things that I don't know what he's talking about.
What the fuck could he have meant? Did they fuck the same girl at the same time?
I don't know. They both masturbate a lot. That's the closest I came to logic.
Our listeners, if you are
comment
a psychologist
on what you think this is. What do you think this means?
What does it mean? Please, we're very interested.
I think they masturbate a lot.
Do you think they maybe had the same bedroom growing up and they just heard each other jerk off all the time?
That'd be weird.
They grew up.
Do they have a small house?
No, they have a big house.
Yeah.
I think they all had their own bedroom.
They're smart as fucking rich.
Yeah. Well, the dad died
Oh really?
Mm-hmm. And that didn't help with the family.
That was 4 years ago, something like that.
I'll stay off this subject because we don't want to talk about someone's family like that. But other than what we're talking about now, which is fine because it's
Besides, it still has really nothing to do with it though. What he said, he's just. I don't know.
Especially when
he's Polly. That's what I call him.
What do you call him?
Polly.
Polly.
They're very alike, especially when it comes to sex.
It's like a riddle that we're not getting. Riddle to be this, Batman.
The only thing I can think is that they fuck the same girl. But they don't seem like that kind of people.
No. Dude, his older brother, no.
Not getting the poon?
He's going to be like the 7-year-old virgin. And that's because somebody paid a prostitute to fuck him on his deathbed. No, okay, I'm not even being mean. He has no desire to have sex with women.
That's crazy.
That's not even. That's what he said all the time. I pop jokes all the time with him, oh yeah, check out this girl. He's
probably a lot more done with that though, with that mentality.
What do you mean?
You get a lot more done.
Yeah, I mean, think about how much you think about pussy.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, if you erase all
how much
that
of your
memory,
how much of your actions go towards getting pussy?
Yeah,
a
real
lot.
Talk. Yeah.
A lot.
Well,
that's the whole
I don't know. The thing is though,
it's
when it came to I joke with him, just be just gay jokes around him. He did not like that at all.
Maybe he just thinks you're a fag basher.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks that.
Yeah.
Okay, when Brett and I would hug, he'd be like, stop it, and just kind of punch us away from each other.
He probably is legitimately homophobic.
I think he was just maybe afraid he was gonna be gay himself.
Well, most people who are homophobic secretly think they're gay.
That's what I think. They just don't want to put
why else would you hate gay people so much?
Exactly.
If you didn't think that maybe you had a little bit of that in you.
Like, just
There's
be
no reason to
fucking
hate a gay
comfortable with your
person.
I hate them because
sexuality.
they're faggots.
I don't hate their lifestyle.
They wear nice clothes, though. I'll give them that.
They know how to dress.
I broke Troy for like a second. That was a good one. Ryan, you're also saying, aside from your small house that you just would love to live in, a small hole, if you will.
I want to see, like, if you have time, can you 3D model me up a house? Or, like, sketch one up about what you're talking about?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
I want to see this.
I mean, okay, I really like your third story a lot, so, like, I kind of want to interpret that in some sense. Like, whether it be, like, you know,
well, I mean, like,
a balcony
if you had,
on the roof or something.
Like in this room, this is, like, 15 to 20-foot ceilings. If this was, like, another 10 feet, you could do, like, a story like that.
I mean...
on top. And it'd still be, like, a pretty small house.
Yeah.
And that could just be your bedroom.
It's, you know, like I said, you know, I don't want it to be, like, a tiny house, you know. A tiny house. Like, I want it to be, you know, over 1,000 square feet, which...
That's not that small.
Like,
I mean,
for example, my apartment is 750 square feet, and I still feel like that's...
What? 750? That's small as fuck.
Yeah. It's not very big. But I still feel like that's pretty
like
roomy
half
enough.
the size of mine.
I wasn't bragging about it.
No, I feel like my apartment's, like, not that big.
It's like 750, 850, no more than that.
Alright. See, mine's, like, 13, I think. 12, 13.
Yeah. No, but what was I trying to get to was, you were saying something about, you were watching a Watch Mojo thing about the...
I don't know what Watch Mojo is.
Well, don't worry about
like
that. It's just like a countdown kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like a YouTube BuzzFeed kind of. But you were what was it like? Best years in music or whatever.
Yeah.
Their cop out answer was 19.
Oh, I guess I'll just give you the secret. I guess I'll just give you the verdict right away. They said the best year in music was 1969, which, you know, that's kind of when, you know, Jimi Hendrix, Beatles, just kind of rock and roll in general was kind of introduced and on the rise.
I get that, but it's, I mean, just.
But on the other side of that, on the other end of that coin though, there was a lot of like 90s and kind of late 90s, early 2000s.
You know,
that was when a lot of music came out.
I think about this
according
way,
to Watch Mojo.
Well, according to Watch Mojo, that's where I was going to get at. Was, you know, they're a YouTube channel that has a lot of viewers, a lot of followers, and most of the followers are going to, you know, want answers that they feel safe.
Yeah.
You know, that
it's kind of like logical answers.
Yeah, like, and I hate sounding
A is better
like,
than B.
Too many feathers.
Yeah, ruffle too many feathers, and that more people agree with than not agree with.
They like
and
definitive
the easy
answers.
Yeah, the easy answers, and so. You know,
they're not a hard-hitting countdown.
No, absolutely not. I don't think they went into, you know, like really went into graphic detail with all the bands.
Cuts or anything.
Yeah, but you know, 69. That's such an easy answer. Such an easy answer for.
But
like,
at the same time, is it a good answer because it's so easy?
I mean, I love Jimi Hendrix and the Beatles, but other than that, like...
you gotta admit, 69 was a good year in music.
I get...
It is
what
an easy answer.
specifically came out in 69 other than 68? That's what I would need.
I mean,
that's actually a good question.
they float kind of the same.
See, then say 68.
Okay.
Don't say 69 because it's...
okay.
Don't say 69 because it's a hilarious number.
And I was going to get on with you know, adding on to the viewer count and all that stuff. Especially everyone, like, that is YouTubers... And everyone that is YouTubers, especially ones that subscribe to them, are people around our age and younger. And so they're going to want to have the nostalgia kick, and they're going to put the 90s. That's why they had the 90s, because, like,
I think the 90s sucked.
I like the 90s, but I'm not going to say it was the best time of music. You know, I'm not going to be like, that was the best. That was the best. Backstreet Boys is the best because I remember them. That's not the case, and it's such an arbitrary thing. Like, everyone likes, you know, their own thing. And for me, my personal favorite times in music was probably last year for me.
Say for me, it's like the most recent, like probably
last
like 2 years
year
ago.
in 2006 and 7, and I mean, and that's just for me. I'm not gonna say that's the best for him, like the best period, but like that for me, those are like my two favorite ones that really just stick out for me. Mm. But I don't know. I just think that I don't know. It's weird. Like those were easy answers, and like I don't know. There's a subreddit that I subscribe to that's called "Kill People That Don't Agree with Me," and it's basically just making fun of like the people that are like, oh, you like Justin Bieber? Go kill yourself. Like I like you should like the Beatles and Michael Jackson, and like. It just making fun of those kind of people. Yeah. Like they should kill you because we don't agree. I don't know. Like, whatever. Anyway, I don't want to throw that in there.
Speaking of agreeing, how do you guys feel? Like, do you guys think you guys could live in a tiny house? While we're halfway on the subject.
I think so.
Because all I need in life, so I work, I go home, I sit on my couch, watch shit on my projector, and then I go to sleep in my room. I don't.
So you pretty much live within,
I live in my living room, and I sleep in my room, and that's literally it. I have a humongous room. My room is huge. Mm-hmm. For an apartment, my room is like, I don't know. It's not even close as big as, maybe like a third of this size.
If you cut like right to that mirror
to like here,
to that to there.
Here to there.
Yeah, it's a good size.
That's about
room.
right.
Yeah,
it's a good sized room, and
I
literally
walk-in closet and a bathroom.
Yeah, I don't do anything except for sleep in it. That's it.
That's okay. I'm glad you brought that up because my room in Dayton currently, I put my mattress in the laundry room.
I love this.
And as weird as it sounds, it's just kind of taught me like. You don't really need that much. I mean, okay, a room for sleeping, you might as well make it a small room because it's like if all you're going to do is sleep in it, why do you need... Yeah. Your eyes are closed. You don't give a shit if it's, 10 square foot or
as long as I
200.
Have a closet, it's really, like, if I have a closet, like, because I don't know what else to do with my clothes.
I do have, like, it's normally, like, when you walk into the apartment, it's the closet.
Like
it's the coat closet. That's my closet.
That's awesome.
Ryan, have you been to the room where I live, right, in Mason? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you've been there. Yeah, you've been there a couple times. My room is my bedroom and my living room, mm-hmm. and also my dining room. And like my bed is my bed and my chair, and I hate to say it, also my table. Yeah. Like because I just put I put like a couple plates down like for crumbs and all that stuff. Yeah.
I don't think like anybody really eats at a kitchen table anymore. Like our generation.
I sleep at my I eat at my coffee table like because I have my projector right there. I just watch.
Yeah, if it's really messy, I'll eat at a coffee table. But otherwise, it's,
I know I got like just my little nightstand has like my little stereo for like my iPhone if I want to like listen to music or if I'm for my alarm. And also in my bedroom is also my bathroom. Yeah. So I mean, I could
everything but your kitchen.
Aside from my kitchen, which is just like 5 steps away. Yeah. That's all I need. And that's absolutely true.
Yeah, and in that basement there's a humongous living room that you don't use at all.
I don't use at
all. It's not that I'm saying you shouldn't have that living room that you don't use, but I mean
here's the thing, okay?
It's about
it's not a place to bring people.
See, for me, I always have people over to my house. Mm-hmm. I like having people over to my house. Because people like watching stuff on the projector. We like watching movies together. And it's just, we get together at my house. Yeah. And I like having people over. Like, I like having people come in for the weekend and having a place to stay and stuff like that. That would be the hardest part for me moving to a smaller place.
I mean, because
I don't give a
not
shit
having
about
a whole
guest
bedroom kind of a thing. Yeah, or just, a specific
as long as there's,
room
honestly, if I have... My room can be small as fuck. As long as I can fit my bed in it, I'll get rid of my desk. I don't use it anymore anyway because I had a desk when I was in college and that was it. I don't need one. Mm-hmm. I don't need it anymore. As long as I fit my bed,
the house is your desk.
Yeah. I mean, I have a kitchen table.
You don't need a specific spot for that.
I use my coffee table for everything now.
Yeah.
But like, as long as I have room to project my projector onto a big wall and enough room to put a air mattress in for when people come over. That's all I care about.
Yeah, just a nice functional common room.
Yeah, like I honestly feel like this room, I could live in a room this size as long as it was divided properly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, cause I easily.
In this room, I'd say it's 5.
He was saying 50 by 50, and that seems fairly good.
Yeah.
I'd say this is probably about the size of my apartment, maybe.
And you also have to live with 2 other people.
Yeah. Like, it's a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what
I wish they would have just kind of maybe like made just one whole like giant bedroom, and or at least like maybe 3 like small bedrooms or 4 small bedrooms even.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how big your bedroom is. It's if you have your own.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. Yeah. I would so much rather have a really tiny ass bedroom as long as I can sleep by myself.
Yeah.
And no one else is in there.
I mean, some people I want my own bedroom. Like I said, I don't want to feel
for
like
all the chicks we bring home, right?
Yeah. all day in, day out.
Let's have a fucking turnstile in your bedroom door.
That's actually something I also want to point out too.
That's the thing. When you live in a small place like that, it's not very accommodating to having a girlfriend.
No,
it's not.
And I've had 2 girlfriends.
Since you've lived there.
I've actually had 3, but like I did, I only dated the first one like briefly while I was there. But so like I had 2 girlfriends that like came over on like one lived close, like lived in the Mason area. The other one came down on the weekends sometimes, and I would just feel bad like for the one that had to come down on the weekends because like okay, like we'll get out of the
hang out on the bed.
Yeah, on the bed. It's like. It sucks, and I kind of felt bad, but like not as much. I didn't feel as bad for the one that lived like 3 minutes away, but it was still like, all right, let's hang out on the bed.
Yeah,
like watch Netflix.
And like your room is more set up like what you would have like if you lived in like New York and you like had an average job.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what your room would be, except for they'd have a small kitchen at the end there.
Yeah.
Where you have to, literally, it's one room.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's kind of what you're talking about. Like living in a big city like that, like, where it's all downtown, like, unless you're rich as balls, you can only afford a thing that has, like, one room. Maybe a living room and a really small bedroom. Yeah. Maybe. But otherwise, it's just, like, one big open room.
Yeah, studio apartment stuff. Like, I don't know. I would like to be in a studio apartment.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't say no.
I think
I don't need like.
I gotta have like in my tiny house. Okay, it's gotta have. Well,
pulleys, ropes, canopies.
Whips and chains, indoor plumbing. Because
that's funny that you even have to say that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. I feel like I should. I don't want to. I'm not gonna be Amish here.
What, you're gonna like have an out? You're gonna shit outside, but you're gonna have internet.
He's got the best internet in the world. No, like he actually built
shit outside, game on the PC inside.
You got your laptop out when you're taking a shit in the outhouse because the Wi-Fi reaches that far. Because it's so good.
I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about like if he had like a Sims house and he didn't put carpet, so it was just grass, and so he had to dig out a hole.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Speaking of Sims, have you guys heard anything about Sims 4?
No, I'm not really.
I'm not
into
a Sims
the Sim
guy.
game.
You guys ever played it?
I've played it.
Tried,
I just don't really care for it that much.
I can't keep my people happy. Like they want to kill themselves.
The social meter is kind of dumb, and from what I hear, if you think the social meter is dumb in Sims 3, well, really any of the Sims, I guess, for that matter, pretty much Sims 4 is like a lot more gravitated towards your social and.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it's like
I would be more social
in the game
than I would be in real life, just because it forced me to in the game. I'm not forced to in real life, but I'm forced to in the game.
Man, I need it.
What was your what was your technique in Sims for making money? You guys just go to work?
I just go to work.
Yeah, I just went to work, I think. I don't know. I didn't really. I played it for maybe 5 hours.
Oh, you got lame sauce. If you build these if you got your level up to 10, you got the workbench table, you build gargoyles.
Sell that shit.
Sell that mofo's $100 each. Man, you work any job, you work any time you want, no boss. That was the way to go.
The easy way to get rich is make
sell gargoyles.
Yeah.
All day.
Can't read that on Cheat Code Central.
Oh, I remember those cheat. Man, I miss cheat codes, man. Like I miss.
That was like a thing. Yeah, I don't know what happened to that.
All those websites you would go on. To
Grand Theft Auto 4 is the last game I remember of having legitimate cheat codes.
I think I know why. Okay, back in the day, so you buy the game for $50. Cheat code, you buy a cheat code book for $10. You remember that? Like a player's manual with the cheat codes. Internet took that away. So why have the cheat codes anymore?
Yeah.
If you can't make money off of it.
I had a PlayStation cheat code book.
Yeah, exactly.
And then on top of that is just like in the book half the games you didn't even have, but then when new games came out, obviously you didn't even have them in there. It's just shit on this.
There's no way for cheat codes to be viable anymore because most games are online multiplayer and you can't do that. You can't.
That's a shame, in my opinion. It was definitely kind of not. I don't know if culture is the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway. It was like every game, like especially for PlayStation, I remember every game had cheat codes. There was always like a really specific.
Game Shark was for.
Game Shark was great, and there some games even had like a specific menu for typing them in.
Now I like the way that GoldenEye did it, which is where you earned the cheat codes. Like, if you beat this level at this time, at this difficulty, you earn big head mode. You earn paintball mode.
I agree with that. That's a more fun. But what if you suck too much and you don't beat the game, and it's like,
that's your
own fault. Then fuck you. You can't beat the game.
I had it wrong the whole time.
I was just trying to learn cheat codes. Yeah. I didn't know you were supposed to beat the game.
I didn't know I was supposed to go fuck myself.
I remember the last... I
start jerking off. Why isn't this working? I'm still shooting normal bullets. Their heads aren't even large.
The last game I remember with cheat codes, or at least that's coming to mind, was Godzilla Destroy All Monsters on the GameCube. And I had, I went on, Cheat Code Central, IGN, whatever it was, and I wrote down all the cheat codes, that you had to do. You had to press certain, key or the controller pad. You had to press certain buttons at certain times, in certain sequences to bring up the cheat menu. And then I'd type them in, and you get all the monsters immediately. You can get Technicolor mode. You can get all this fun stuff. And that was fun to me. That's just something that kids these days will never understand.
No, see, okay, for me, I don't really care for cheat codes because I'm so much about the non-sandbox games. It's ridiculous. Give me a pointed story any fucking day. I'll take a pointed story over sandbox.
Really?
Every fucking time.
I'm polar opposite.
I hate sandbox.
Oh, you're fucking dumb.
No, okay, because...
I'm kind of both. I'm kind of 50-50.
Okay, if you want a really...
You're a Skyrim kind of a guy?
Not really.
I like Skyrim.
You're dumb. I'm sorry, guys. The host of your show, guys, is
fucking dumb.
So
stop.
Troy,
the verdict is out.
Is you like linear gameplay with a linear story than you would an open world story? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, open world's dumb in my opinion.
Okay. I don't think it's dumb.
For me, this is why. All right, if you get a really good director and really good writers, you can have a video game that transcends the media that it is, and it can just be the best thing you've ever experienced. For me, Last of Us was the best media I have ever experienced. It was top 5. If it
in
was
a storytelling aspect, yeah. But if you want to have a game with a lot of playability,
what about Skyrim? Okay, Skyrim for example.
Just because you don't put 80 hours into a game doesn't mean it doesn't have playability.
I know, but you think about this.
Yeah, but it doesn't have good replay value.
Yeah, the replay.
I disagree, dude. That's like saying you watch a movie that's amazing, and just because it's amazing, you don't want to watch it because you know what happens.
Well,
I said, I'm not a big movie guy. I kind of gravitate, especially in the last couple of years, I kind of gravitate more towards documentaries. I haven't really watched a full movie and just a regular old movie in some
most
time.
normal people who watch a movie that's really good will watch it multiple times. Fucking retards. Okay. You guys are outliers. I'm the normal one here.
Okay.
I just think, like I said, if you get a really good director, like, you can have a game that's just absolutely incredible.
I get that. I do.
And I just don't care about the, like, okay, I will say the one game that is like you can choose your own path and it changes the game completely, but it still has a fairly linear story, is the Walking Dead episodes. Have you played those on Steam? Like, there's unlimited ways that you can, like, beat that game from the choices you make, which is cool. I just don't like the sandbox, like, oh, hey, here's this mission, but you don't have to do that. You can do all these other little things, too. I don't like that. That's the sandbox is what I hate.
You don't like the opportunities, but the possibilities?
No, because...
You don't like all the possibilities?
No, because to me, you're just playing stuff that doesn't matter. Like, if you're not playing the main story, you're playing stuff that doesn't matter. No, they do. You're trying... No, they do.
You're looking at video games.
No, a lot of the games you play are just, like, you play Smash Brothers and stuff like that. That's your favorite game. Yeah. There's no story.
No,
so you play games for a completely different reason.
It's a game of skill, is what it is. And, like...
You can button mash and beat a lot of people. There are players...
A bunch of crappy players, yes.
I'm just saying, like, yeah, you can play your ass off and you can become really good, sure. But, I mean, you can be the exact same thing in a pointed game, too. You can become really good, too.
I get that, but, like, it's just saying that open world map games that don't matter and linear story games do matter, I don't get that. Like,
I find no interest when, like, okay, so I play Assassin's Creed. That's the only sandbox game that I've played all of.
Oh, you have Unity?
Not yet.
Oh, speaking of, if you bought Unity, Ubisoft is, like, apologizing. The game is, like, so... If you
it's
have,
so fucked up. I've heard
it's super broken game.
Unity is?
Yeah,
it's just...
Well, they were working on it for 4 years, too, which is really shitty.
But if you have that game, you have the opportunity to... Ubisoft is giving you... one of 4 games you can choose from, one of which is Far Cry 4.
Oh, wow.
Oh, now Far Cry is awesome. Far Cry is one of my favorite games.
I have the third
one,
and it was
so
good. It was good.
I've played like parts of one.
Oh,
you're dumb. You're missing out.
That's a good game.
No, I've never really had a reason that I didn't play it. I just never got around to playing it.
Fair enough.
Okay.
You should get around to playing it. Disappointed.
I don't know. I get...
Have you played Skyrim?
I have, like 10 hours.
Okay. You're still dumb.
It's not...
You gotta do more than that.
It's just not, like, I don't get it. I don't understand why.
I think you're looking at it too objectively, like, okay, I gotta start it now, and I definitely should be reaching the end point here.
Yes, because that's how I like things.
Hey, you're too structured.
I know. I like structure. Like, to me, like, I want to know the story that they're trying to tell me, not the story that I create through how I play the game.
You can follow the story.
You can,
when I played Skyrim, I just followed that story first, and then I went on to the rest of it because I wanted more to the game.
Yeah, the base Skyrim story.
I was happy with the main story. I was really happy with the main story. But I'm like, you know what? I want to see what else is.
Yeah, to get the embellishments.
See,
you got to do the rest.
My problem is this happened in Mass Effect 1. I picked it up. It was like one of the first games that were like that I ever played. Mass Effect, so. And I played like 4 hours. I put it down, didn't play it for like a week or two. Mm-hmm. Picked it back up. I was in the middle, and there was like 3 different objectives for me to go to. I didn't remember which one was the main story. So I played one, and it was like that, and it just ended, and I was like, fuck. Now I just wasted 2 hours doing shit I didn't care about. That's what I hate.
That's bad programming.
You're not like,
let me say this right.
You're not playing it like you're human.
In Skyrim, they have a little marker that says the main story.
See, now that's fine. I could get behind that more than but like Assassin's Creed doesn't do that either. Assassin's Creed is not like, here's the main story. I mean, you can tell generally, but still, like, there's so many different things you can do that, like, it's not as pointed.
You don't know if it's the main.
No, not really.
It's part of the main quest or not.
No, not all.
That's a good thing. They're intertwining. They're seamlessly intertwining.
I don't like that because I don't want to do all the extra stuff. I want
You're
to.
a lazy gamer.
I'm not a lazy gamer. No, I like playing a lot of games.
What do you play a game for? Like, what is?
I play for the main story that they want to tell me because I want to hear the story.
So you like this? Do you like that Walking Dead game you were talking about?
Yeah, because the story is amazing.
So you really like the storytelling aspect of games?
Yes. And not just the storytelling, but the way they present it too.
And then that's
I look at it as
I like to watch the cutscenes on YouTube.
I like
and not have to spend the money.
I like the storytelling aspect, but if it's just kind of like in Skyrim, you know, if you can have both, I mean, why not?
I get that.
They do both rather well.
See, but I also don't want to put like I work like 45, 50 hours a week, and I watch a lot of movies and TV shows. I game for anywhere between
it isn't like, you know, hit the game, you know, 2 hours a week kind of a thing. It's like play it right now.
See, and that's the thing. That's
it.
I play anywhere between like 0 to like an hour and a half like a day during the week, and then I don't play on the weekends really. So I don't game like that much, and to play like a game like Skyrim, that would literally take me 3 months to beat. And I'm sorry, I don't want to stick to one. I don't want one story to last 3 months. I'm sorry, I don't. Like, I don't care enough. Like,
I don't think.
Don't think of it as.
Well, I'm not. It's just like I don't want one story to take 3 months for me to get through. You know, like
that's why I don't read books.
I like playing a lot of games, like because there's so many games out that like it's hard to play them all, and you can't play them all. You have to pick and choose. If you pick Skyrim, that means you can't play 4 other games that year because you're missing out because you're playing 100 hours of Skyrim.
So you're not a big. Did you like Grand Theft Auto?
I liked 3 because it was the first time I ever played a game like that. But that was it. I hated all the other ones.
No 4?
Hated it.
Do you play any Rockstar games? Like, have you played? That
was a good game. You're missing out.
Red Dead Redemption or anything like that? Or
I never played Red Dead. I heard it was awesome, but it's a sandbox game. I had no interest.
Fair enough. I loved Red Dead.
Assassin's Creed got me because like I've played the first one and I really liked the idea of it. And so after that, I just kind of bought every game because I've really liked it every time because there's like a cool main story that goes on beyond the game.
They've just made too many Assassin's Creed. Like, it was a cool game to begin with. You know, maybe they should just stuck with making 2 or 3 of the games.
They're
milking the shit out of that.
Well, it's not. To be fair, it's not like Call of Duty the way they put them out.
Oh no!
They have like 5 different Ubisofts around the world, and each one has 4 years to make a game. So each one, it's not like each one's only developed for 6 months. They get 4 years to make a game. So it's legitly, every one is really solid because they have so much time to put into it. Whereas like Call of Duty, I think they have 2 different programmers, so every 2 years they have to put out a game. I'm pretty sure they switch off like that.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Even the, what was the game developer that makes Call of Duty? Ward or something? Or
Infinity Ward?
Infinity Ward, yeah. They were quoted for saying people who play Call of Duty aren't real gamers.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
No.
And I'm thinking, like,
most of the people who play
if the developer of the game itself is saying that, like,
yeah.
Seriously, the game has to be.
They're a bunch of bros.
It's bros.
Yeah, it's just like
15-year-olds.
It's just a bunch of fucking buzzkill. It's like once you play one Call of Duty match, you've pretty much played the rest. You're gonna.
I played Call of Duty Advanced Warfare 2. I played that a lot, and I haven't bought one since, and that was like 6 years ago or 5 years ago.
You're not missing anything.
I know they're all the same. Like there's nothing different.
My brother.
That's what I like. I bought Titanfall because that was like something different.
Yeah.
And it was really cool just because it was something different.
I still felt it was like Call of Duty with Titans.
Yeah, it's basically what it was, but at least it was something different.
But even then, when you were in the Titans, it's still like everything felt. You still did the same shit. It's like, all right, shoot my rockets at you.
Well, now you're just talking about
stop your
multiplayer
bullets,
shooters.
Shoot them back at you.
Now you're just shitting on every multiplayer shooter.
Because they all need shit on. They're all shit.
Destiny was pretty fun.
I haven't played that. I can't.
Destiny's really fun. Halo is pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, we just had.
You can't shit on all of them.
We had like a 20-minute conversation about how awesome
Halo was. Yeah.
I won't shit on Halos or Destiny because I haven't played either. And I'm not saying that because they're made by the same people, but
not anymore. Halo guys stopped after Halo 3.
Yeah,
3, 4.
No, 1, 2, and 3 were made.
Bungie
1, 2, and 3 made Bungie.
Gave it up to 3, 4, 3.
Because Microsoft wanted them to do certain things and they wouldn't budge on what they wanted to do, so they said, "Fuck you, we're not making another game."
Yeah.
And so Microsoft was like, "All right, we'll get somebody else to do what we want."
Yeah.
They didn't do it like Halo. Halo 4 was the first one they made.
Yeah. Halo 4
was good.
Halo 4 was, I think, the best game, to be honest.
No, 3, 4, 3. The first one they did was the Halo 1 anniversary.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think you're right. And that was just fine too.
Yeah, I mean it looked great.
I don't know what the fuck happened to mine.
Okay.
I think somebody stole it.
This is a you problem.
Yeah, sorry to bring this on you guys.
Yeah, listeners, where's my Halo 1 anniversary?
Ryan Gray needs his Halo
If you
now.
know.
That's funny. But yeah, I don't know, like that's kind of the same thing with the Madden though. Going back to the Call of Duty stuff, like Madden.
Oh my God, yeah.
All it is just a
first of all, the same people who get Call of Duty are the same people that buy Madden. Mm-hmm. First of all,
I love Madden though. Like, I mean, I like a Madden like once every 5 or 6 years.
Can you like
when there really is differences?
Do they update the games like player wise, like roster wise?
Yeah,
rosters get updated.
So why don't I just like keep 2000, say Madden 2000,
and do the roster changes yourself?
Yeah, you can do the.
That's what I used to do. Before there was like on my PlayStation 2, I would always do that. Like I'd get a baseball game, and instead of like buying the next year, I would just like whoever got traded where, I would just do that, and I would do all the roster changes myself. But now, like in a sports game, every like 2 days the roster gets updated to whatever it is live. Not just who's on what team, but like how good they are. Like NBA 2K, like literally every 2 days.
Updating to the next level.
It's like so if somebody has a really good week in basketball, like has 3 really good games, they'll get rated better the next like couple days.
That's one thing I like. One thing.
But is that still a reason to update a game?
See, for me it is. I will say the only game I do buy every single year is 2K.
Yeah,
it's the only game I buy every year. But I put more hours in that than I do in any other game.
That's true though. I
get the most fun and most enjoyment out of that game. So I buy it every year.
There you go. More power to you.
Yeah,
just like you. I mean, Skyrim comes out for you. Like that's $60 for 100 hours. Yeah. You know.
Like days.
When you look at value-wise, it's good.
Absolutely.
See, I'm getting to the point where I can like afford a little bit more, so I don't really care about that as much. Like I bought Destiny, and then a month and a half later I bought 2K, and then 2 weeks later I bought Halo, and I've played Halo for maybe 2 hours so far. I've had it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, I heard online they're just like they're having a lot of problems with the online matches.
Yeah.
First
of all,
server overload.
It is because Xbox has never had this many users at once because of how big Destiny is right now. Because how big Destiny is right now and how big Halo is right now, they've never had this many users on at the same time trying to matchmake.
I never thought of it like that.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Destiny is humongous, and 2K is as big as it's ever been. And Halo just came out. So, like, I don't think it beat the old Halos and how much it sold just because it was an anniversary pack. But, yeah. I mean, it was definitely the highest selling Xbox One game so far, by far.
Being a PC owner, that is the one game I legitimately wish we had.
The Halo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
PC Master Race.
Yeah, PC Master Race.
I mean, if it's being made for one, it's obvious. Like, okay, an Xbox One is practically like a computer anyway. They could easily port it over to PC, but they're just
not
being.
I mean, well, if you're
douches about it,
if you have a valuable franchise, you have to make it exclusive.
I understand why, but it's like the first 4 Halos. I mean,
yeah, that is kind of weird.
They're okay. They already made the first 2 for PC. Come on, just give us the other 2 and. Let me have a good day.
We could all hold hands, sing Kumbaya.
All hold hands, get in a circle, put a bagel in the middle, and play Limp Bizkit.
I've never heard it called Limp Bizkit before.
You've never heard it called Limp Bizkit?
No.
Really?
No.
Ryan, did you always call it? We always called it Limp Bizkit.
I never heard it called Limp Bizkit. I can't remember what I used to call it. But
oh, what?
Whenever everyone gets in a circle and you jerk off on an edible, and whoever jerks off last whoever comes last has to eat it.
You know what a Limp Bizkit is?
No, that's not.
See, we always called it Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
I forget what it's called.
It's
I want to Google it, but I don't want that in my history.
Do it. You can delete your history. And who's going through your phone?
You looked up worse. Who you kidding?
Yeah, but when I look it up, I always go, I do this. Which is obviously the only thing that you should do if you're a human being. Incognito tab. If you're not using that, you're retarded.
It just depends. I mean, like, I look at stuff that isn't porn, so...
Well, I don't use it for everything. I only use it for porn.
That's how you made it sound.
It's literally made for porn.
It's pretty exclusive for me.
It's made for porn. I don't use it for anything else besides porn.
That's what they were thinking. Switching to porn mode.
That's exactly what it is. But you can't call it porn mode. Because kids use Chrome.
Exactly. Yeah, a little more tasteful than that.
I remember when Incognito came out. I was a really happy man. Never have to go to your history anymore and delete in the last 12 hours.
That's funny.
Technology at its finest.
Absolutely. Well, boys.
Yeah, I'm about ready.
It's 4 a.m.
I have to drive to Cincinnati in a half an hour.
That a boy.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus, you're going back tonight?
I have to drop off my dad at the airport. He flies out at 7.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man.
So you got to pick up at 4:30?
I'm picking him up at 4:30.
Oh, jeez.
I'm trying to go as early as possible. So if I don't get home into my bed before it's light out, I will not sleep. If it's dark, I can sleep, but once light comes out, I'm done. I'm up all night. I can't go to sleep once it's light out.
I'm kind of the same.
And I have like blackout curtains, but it doesn't matter. As soon as light comes up, I'm up and then I'll be up all night. Or all fucking day. And I already did that 2 days ago, so I'm not about to do it again.
I can sleep in the dark. I can sleep in light.
God, I'm so jealous of people who can go to sleep easy. I take so much sleeping shit, it's unreal. I take clonazepam.
Did you try?
Do you know what that is?
That doesn't even sound like a real word.
Clonazepam?
Clonazepam. It's a
up.
ridiculously strong anti-anxiety pill. Because I get like
Clonazepam? K-pens?
Clonazepam.
I've heard. Okay, I've never heard of that.
So I get panic attacks whenever I try and go to sleep. So I have to take these pills.
Have you tried passion flower?
No, you've told me about this before.
Do it.
Is it on Amazon? I'll buy it right now.
Yeah.
Is that hippie nonsense?
My brother.
Yeah, I take melatonin like a motherfucker. I take 10 milligrams is like the heavy dose or whatever, and I take 2 of them every night.
Depending on how big the syringe thing is for the.
Oh yeah, what is it like liquid? You just put it in a cap and then it just fills the room.
Well, they make capsules. You can get an extract. Whatever your poison is.
What do you prefer?
I always did extract. I never had.
You can
capsules
actually
before.
put in a syringe and stick it up your urethra.
Ooh.
You can shut up your ass.
Yeah, it's not
All
your
right.
urethra.
I'll buy this once we sign off here.
All right, y'all. This was podcast number 25.
Thanksgiving episode.
Thanksgiving episode with your host, Perry.
Troy.
And special guest,
Ryan.
Sounded like a robot.
Yeah, like the S voice.
Ryan. I am Ryan. I do not suck dick. Ha ha ha.
I'm not sure what to say. I might end this podcast on a bad note.
Yeah, you are.
No, I know he hasn't ended it yet. He does this shit every time.
I'm just waiting for who has the best.